I think what most people don't realize until it's pointed out to them is that to farm crops, you you need to kill some or a great many animals. And when you have monocrop farming, you kill a great many animals because you have to clear the land of the rice, the mice, the rodents. The foxes have to disappear, and they go off and they can't find anything to eat. You you can't allow deer on your land when you're farming crops. Um, the use of the chemical inputs kills the bees, the insects, which then means the bird population dies or diminishes. So I guess I would ask whoever is considering that to say, well, why is it more important to save the life of a cow or a chicken than it is to save the life of the bees and the birds that populate our rural landscapes? Is it because the cow is bigger and we can see it and it has a cute face? Is it because we just don't think about things like birds and mice? But really, we should have a moral. We know that all agriculture is going to kill some animals because to eat is to kill. Something must die for us to eat, no matter what it is that we eat. And we need to be at least aware of the judgments we're making about what must die. Because you do have blood on your hands either way, and you just have to make the choices. And there are those who would say it's more moral to kill one cow than the hundreds and hundreds of animals that would be killed in the course of producing your plant-based diet. You could live off that one cow for an entire year versus all the other animals that might die. So I think we need to be careful about our morality and what rules we're applying to that morality, and how consistent we're being. But to be honest, I've had this conversation with many people, and this is something that works at a cocktail party in the sense that when you mention that animals do die for your crops to get to your table, people are initially shocked, and then you tell them a little bit of a story and they go, "Oh yeah." So I think people do know it deep down. They just haven't thought about it very much.
Yeah, and there's so many aspects to it. The fact that when you're going to plant a crop, you need to clear whatever is there, whatever
Exactly.
trees and landscape, and animals are going to naturally be in that landscape. And I like the point that I hadn't thought of before, the fact that if you're disrupting, say, even the insects, you have to think
Mm-hmm.
further out and extrapolate that
Mm-hmm.
out to the birds and the other
Right.
animals, and then what eats the birds. So it's all connected. Like you said, I
Yeah.
like the way you worded it. We all have blood on our hands, and accepting that as part of being a human being
Mm-hmm.
is just so important, no matter what diet you're going to consume.
Absolutely. And also, it doesn't stop at diet. When we clear the land to build houses, we're killing a whole bunch of animals, right? Because their habitats are disappearing. So human life, forget human eating, human life is displacing animals and killing certain animals. And anyone who can't accept that that is a reality doesn't want human life to exist, really. And the only answer to not impacting the animal world at all is to shrink ourselves to such small numbers with such small lives that you know that we don't impact that animal world. And I don't think that that's possible or advisable. I'm a humanist myself, and I think that humans deserve to be respected, and they deserve to live in a way that helps them thrive as well. And if that sometimes involves animal death, that is just a fact that we have to accept.
And we can't deny the fact that we're all part of this system too. You share a story in your book of, I think it was somebody that was buried in a coffin, and the roots of the tree penetrated, and they were able to scientifically determine that there was no more human cell remains in that coffin. So I mean, we're all part of this
Yeah.
this cascade, this cycle of life, and even when we come to the end of our life, we're going to be put back into it.
Leora Keith tells that story. She's written that beautiful book called The Vegetarian Myth, and she writes better than anyone I know about the circle of life and death. So again, that's another thing. I think I've given your listeners a long list of things to read and look at, but hopefully they'll enjoy that.
If you enjoyed that clip, press here for the full episode. I'll see you over there.
The fact that we have these three legs, the health, the environment, and ethics, makes for this, what I sometimes refer to that as a three-legged stool. It's pretty hard to kick over a three-legged stool. If you take one of those legs out, you can kick it over pretty quickly. But the three